Happy New Year! Welcome to 2021 and what will hopefully be a significantly better year than 2020. That said, I don't believe in bad years. I spent some time yesterday afternoon looking through the photos on my iPhone camera roll and reflecting on the good from last year. There was plenty of it, plenty of good, despite the challenges created by COVID. With a new year comes fresh plans and resolutions for the 12 months ahead. In this video, I'd like to share my goals for 2021, giving you an inside look at the goal setting framework I use to kick off each and every year. This is going to be a personal insight. It may get a little emotional, but I promise real talk in this video, sharing some bits that I've not made public before, and hopefully inspiring you to set and share your own goals for the year ahead. Hi everyone, I'm Martin Bamford, a chartered financial planner and informed choice. On this channel, I talk about personal finance, investing and happiness. I make these videos to help you become wealthier and happier. If that sounds like a great result, click on that little red subscribe button, become part of our subscriber community. It's completely free and you'll never miss an episode. Before we get into goals for 2021 and the framework I'm using to work these up, I want to take a look back at last year. As I mentioned in the introduction, I don't subscribe to this notion of bad years. Every year is different, and to a large extent, our experience of a given year is down to our individual interpretation of events. One of the key differences between successful and unsuccessful people is their locus of control. This is the degree to which they believe that they, as opposed to any external forces, have control over the outcome of the events in their lives. It's been around as a psychological concept since the 1950s, and it's what you're looking for in your life. It's a strong internal locus of control. This belief that I control my destiny, instead of thinking others control my destiny. Getting this right in the first instance isn't just an influencer for success, but also for happiness. If you go through life believing that you're at the mercy of others, then happiness is likely to be elusive. So despite COVID, despite the economic and the social trauma of 2020, I'm choosing to hang on to the good stuff. For me, last year, that includes transitioning to working from home. Yesterday, on New Year's Eve, I finished packing up one of my offices, the offices for my marketing agency, Bamford Media. We started the year with a team of 7 people working out of these offices, and then from March onwards, when the pandemic started, it's just been one person using them. Each time we tried to return safely to the offices, it went a bit wrong. So we're all going to work from home from now on. In the summer, I built myself a log cabin at the bottom of my garden, my shed quarters where I'm sitting right now. I've been far more productive when working from here, from home, than I ever was working with a group of people in an office. I can get my head down, I can create content, and I can connect with clients and colleagues and others via Zoom calls instead of wasting time driving between meetings. Another advantage of working from home this past year has been I've been able to spend more quality time with my family. It seems odd to say that because my office was only a mile away from home, but the act of getting dressed smartly, getting out and working from the office each day was contrary to quality family time. I've restructured my day since I've started working from home. It's typically a later start, which means I can be around in the morning before the kids go off to school, and then I'll take a break mid-afternoon to meet them after school before doing a few more hours of work in the evening. Something else I'm hanging on to from 2020 is exercise. I made a habit of walking each day when the pandemic started, reminding myself just how lucky we are to have miles and miles of footpaths through ancient woodlands right on our doorstep. I found lots of new walking routes and I was logging between 4 and 5 or 6 miles every day. Admittedly, that's something that's slowed down a bit in recent months as it's become so muddy and dark and cold out there. I'll come back to health and fitness in my resolution shortly, but I do need to mention and remember that in October I contracted COVID-19, thankfully a relatively mild case, but it still knocked me for 6, and now even more than 2 months later, I'm still not back at full strength. I'm still slightly out of breath. I still have this brain fog that's hanging around. I reignited my passion for photography last year, bought myself a new camera in the summer, and I became certified as a professional photographer. As the lockdown measures ease this year, hopefully, I want to spend more time taking photos, including doing a lot more street photography, which is a genre that I particularly enjoy. Of course, 2020 wasn't all good. I lost my mojo about a month or two into the pandemic, and it's only recently started coming back. When I say lost my mojo, I'm referring to my enthusiasm and motivation for work. I promised to get personal in this video, so here goes. I own two businesses. The first is the family business. It's a firm of chartered financial planners that's been going for 27 years, and I own a third of the shares in that one. In November 2019, I stepped down as managing director of the business, part of our succession plan, handing the reins over to my incredibly competent colleague Shelley. I still have a role in that business. I'm director of client education. But a big realization from this past year, and something I think has contributed to my loss of mojo, is how largely passive that business has become for me in terms of my earnings. I'm incredibly blessed when it comes to this. It's a nice problem to have. It is a hugely successful business. It's a very profitable business. And the day or 2 days a week of work I do for it pays me handsomely. It covers our cost of living. It more than covers our cost of living. And it provides me, more importantly, with the opportunity to explore my other interests. So that's business number one. Business number two is my marketing agency. I started this in 2017 as a bit of a creative outlet and also a way to expand my business interests. It had a great first couple of years, and then at the end of 2019 I decided it was the right time to expand rather aggressively. So I invested some of my own money in the growth of the business. I hired more members of staff. I took on a larger business premises, a bigger lease. Fast forward a few months to the onset of the pandemic, and that expansion quickly looks like a bad decision. We had a couple of large clients in the healthcare and retail sectors which ceased using our services almost overnight. I had to lay off a couple of people and had to contend with juggling childcare and remote working while continuing to deliver services to our remaining clients. It was a very difficult period of time. But in essence, I lost my mojo. I started questioning quite seriously why I was working all hours to support a business that wasn't at the time profitable and therefore not paying me anything. In fact, it was taking money out of my pocket each month to cover the gap between income and expenditure. I was questioning this when I had a largely passive income from business number one. So as I assess my goals and resolutions for 2021, I'm very much keeping this in mind. How I felt about the marketing agency last year, what I enjoyed doing with my time, and also the areas I want to strategically avoid as we head into 2021. With that background in mind, what's my goal-setting framework for the year ahead? I'm a fan of the work of Dr. John DeMartini. He's a specialist on human behaviour. He's a researcher, an author, and a global educator. DeMartini talks about 7 areas of life that we are here to empower: our spiritual mission, our mental genius / creativity, our vocational success, achievement, service, our financial freedom, independence, our family love and intimacy and continuance of procreation, our social influence and leadership, and our physical health, stamina, strength, and well-being. In making my plan for the year ahead, I'm keeping that framework in mind. Not every element applies or has the same weighting for me personally, but different parts might well apply to you as you think about your goals for the year ahead. Starting then with our spiritual mission. This is about having a meaningful purpose or mission. Last night, as a family, we watched the movie Soul on Disney+. If you've not watched it yet, do check it out. It is a lovely, lovely movie. Soul asks the question, what is it that makes you, you? What gives your life meaning and happiness? I know for me, the answer to that is a mix of things. I crave creativity and achievement. I really struggle to sit still. I love the great outdoors, whether that's walking, wild swimming, kayaking, or photography. Essentially, just get me out of the house, especially when it's time I can spend with my family. And I love community, giving back through service to our local community by volunteering for good causes. Specifically thinking about my goals in this space then, firstly, I want to build a personal brand around my 20 plus years of experience in financial planning and investing. I started that process in the latter part of 2020, and I think it was a huge contribution to restoring my mojo last year. Creating videos here, starting to build a subscriber community on YouTube. Seeing the growth of this channel in the past couple of months in terms of subscriber numbers, viewing hours and engagement through the comments is just incredible, and it's very motivational, so there's a lot more to come. I'm going to spend time outdoors each day. It's a bit harder during the winter months because the days are far too short and it's miserable and muddy out there, but spring is coming. The days are already getting longer. I'm going to focus my community service on 3 areas in 2021. First is supporting local businesses in my role as Vice President of Cranleigh Chamber of Commerce. Second is delivering on a promise of a new public parkland in the village as Chairman of the Knoll Park Trust. And third is, when the time comes, resuming my role as Event Director of Cranleigh Parkrun. Parkrun around the UK has been cancelled since the pandemic landed in March, and there's no date to resume just yet. Area number 2 is our mental genius and creativity. I've already touched on that creativity side of things, where making videos and photography play a significant role for me. In terms of mental genius, which I think sounds like a Donald Trump term, doesn't it? I'm really enjoying learning more about human behaviour and psychology, so my reading list in 2021 will be weighted towards those subjects, but as always, I'll continue to read widely and learn about a whole range of different things. Financial freedom and independence is something I thought about a lot during the past few months and touched on already in this video. My big goals for 2021 in this space are to become more organised and more focused. I'm in this enviable position of having my financial freedom secured through ownership of one profitable business, and my plans for the second business this year are based on simplicity and facilitating the lifestyle that I want rather than any big financial goals. I want and I need business number 2 to be profitable so it can stand on its own 2 feet and also continue to provide employment to my wonderful team, as well as paying back its debts to me and then generating some additional income that I can invest for our future. My focus then for the marketing agency this year is A, to deliver an outstanding service to our handful of existing clients, B, scale up our content library platform Fincart, and C, act as a publisher responsible for videos and creating courses under my Finvincible brand, which is essentially what you're seeing here. In doing these 3 things, I want to provide a happy and secure work environment for my team and bring my own expertise to bear in the highest value areas of the business, not getting bogged down in admin, answering emails or day-to-day operations, but bringing in ideas and inspiration to make the really big stuff happen. I've got some updates to make later today to our website explaining effectively that we're closed to new clients and running a waiting list. And I also need to update our business plan for 2021 so I can present that to the team on Tuesday. You know, just articulating that vision, that plan, something that's been rolling around in my head for several months now, is such a relief. DeMartini talks about family love. On that one, I can confirm there will be no procreation in my future. 3 children is more than enough. I can be of greater service to my family this year if I manage to be highly organised in my work life so I can be more available and we can do more fun stuff. I know 2021 is going to be challenging again for the kids. Already we've been told that secondary schools won't be going back at the start of the spring term. Who knows right now how much more disruption there's likely to be in the school system over the coming months. But Becky and I can, well, her more than me because she's a qualified and experienced teacher, we can hopefully provide a great learning environment for the kids regardless of what the schools are able to offer. Social influence and leadership. This category is also important to me. I've enjoyed my status as a thought leader in the financial planning space for more than a decade. I'm still writing columns for Money Marketing and Financial Planning Today magazines, and I want to keep up my writing activity this year. I think the social influence will also come through the creation of these videos and continuing to build this YouTube channel. I've set myself the goal of exceeding 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so I've got a cold, hard metric in terms of success, what success looks like in that respect. And then last but not least, DeMartini talks about our physical health, stamina, strength and well-being. I jumped on the bathroom scales this morning and I was not happy with the number. In the past year, I've put on another stone in weight and I was overweight at the start of the year already. I'm not happy with my current weight or my state of health. It's fair to say that I've got a pretty unhealthy relationship with food. I eat complete junk when I'm stressed or anxious, which was quite a lot of last year, and I'm not anywhere near as consistent as I need to be with my exercise. In the spirit of honesty and being candid then, I weighed in this morning at 261 pounds. That's over 18 stone. Even with my 6'1" frame, that is ridiculous. It's the heaviest I've ever been, and quite simply, it's no good. It's not what I want for my body, and I know that it's detrimental to my long-term health. So I'm going to do something about it this year, starting right now. I'm going to lose a lot of weight. I've done it before, back in 2012, when I lost 70 pounds in 9 months. I know what works for me, and that's following a strict primal diet. So eating fish, meat, vegetables, fruit, a little bit of dairy. I know that I need to entirely cut out sugar, no more chocolate. And I know that I need to exercise daily. That needs to be a mix of high intensity exercise and also slow, steady state exercise. So walking, for example. Back in October, when I was laid up in bed with COVID, struggling to breathe properly, struggling to keep my eyes open for more than a few minutes at a time, we took delivery of a Peloton bike, and it is awesome, but it's sitting in our bedroom and I've not used it very much for the past month. Excuses are too easy. I've been busy. I've been clearing out and redecorating the office before handing the keys back to my landlord, but those excuses are gone now. So I'm going to be cycling a lot on the Peloton, and I'm going to be walking every day. Those are my 2021 goals. Build my personal brand for Invincible, spend time outdoors every day, serve my local community, make videos and take photos, be more organised and focused at work, support my family, and lose 70 pounds while restoring my fitness. If I had to pick 3 words for 2021, they would be create, focus, and move. I think those sum up my plan for the year ahead. I am, however, keeping in mind that Woody Allen quote, if you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. And also what Mike Tyson said, everyone has got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. 2021 is unlikely to be any less extraordinary than 2020 was. I know that we're all hoping for a radically different year, a radically better year, but the reality is we are still bang in the middle of a global pandemic. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, yes, but there is no quick fix. Life has changed, and I believe this new normal is here for the long haul. This is it now. Create, focus, move. What are your 3 words for 2021? What lessons are you taking with you from 2020? And how are you going to achieve your goals for the year ahead? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Are you already part of our subscriber community here on YouTube? If you are, thank you for supporting these videos. If not, click on that little red subscribe button to become part of our subscriber community. It's completely free and you'll never miss an episode. Until next time, I'm Martin Bamford, and remember, when it comes to your money, the more you know, the faster it can grow.